Hi, I'm Mr. Y. You're here because you want to learn how to set up a chessboard. All right, how do we do? First thing we need to do is to make sure that you have the board the right way around. Put the white corner square on the lower right-hand side. Always. White to the right is what we say. Always. It's embarrassing to get the board set up the wrong way. And embarrassing though it may be, it's not uncommon for people to actually get this wrong. If you ever watch TV or the movies or ads and you see people playing chess, about a third of the time there's going to be a dark square over in the lower right hand side. So even though it's kind of embarrassing to get it wrong, people who should know better get it wrong all the time. Anyway, if you have numbers and letters on your board, see I have letters down at the bottom here and numbers going up the side, then make sure that they're right side up. If they're sideways, that's a clue that you've got it wrong, that you've got a dark square on the right hand side. Okay, so numbers and letters right side up, at least for one side, and white square in the lower right hand corner. White pieces are going to go down where the 1 is. If you have numbers, it doesn't really matter. You can put them in the other side. People do that sometimes. But in general, if you want to take notes about the moves that you've made, then it's best to have the numbers set up the way it's conventionally done. So we put the white pieces on the 1 side and the black pieces on the 8 side. And you can remember that because white goes first, so white gets the 1. All right, let's start putting the pieces on. Here are the rooks. We got 2 rooks on each side, and they go in the corners. And we get the black rooks, and they also go in the black corners. Very straightforward. The knights are left. Some people call them horses. I like to call them knights. They go right next to the rooks. All right. And then next to the knights, we get bishops. They go in these 2 squares. Right, the third square in. Bishops go here and here. All right. And then we get the queen. The queen's interesting because up till now we've had 2 of every piece, right? 2 rooks on each side, 2 knights on each side, 2 bishops on each side. How many queens are there on each side? Usually just 1. All right. So we're going to start with just 1. She gets to be on her own color right here. Queen, white queen goes there on the light square, and the dark queen goes there on the dark square. And then the kings get the last square remaining. Okay, now the second row, you probably know this already. The second row gets all the pawns. All right? So we have 2 rooks and 2 knights and 2 bishops, 1 queen and 1 king. How many pawns are there? That's right, there are 8 pawns on a side. And they go in the second row here, filling up the row. Oops, missed one. All right, good. That's the way the board is set up, and you have the white square on the lower right. You are ready to play a game of chess. Sometimes your chess set will have an extra queen. And why is that? Well, sometimes when you promote a pawn, you get an extra queen. You turn a pawn into a bigger piece, a stronger piece. And the strongest piece on the chessboard is, of course, the queen. And so if you promote, you're most likely to promote to a queen. So if you've got an extra queen in your chess set, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just leave her off to the side until you need her. Okay, so now you've played a game, and the game is over. What do you do now? Well, you put the pieces back in the bag, right? No, that's not what you do. What you do is you set up your board again. What? Mr. Y, we just finished a game. We're not about to start a game. Why do we need to set up the board again? Well, I'll tell you why. Because while you were furiously exchanging pieces in the middle of your game, your bishop rolled off the table under your chair into a crack and now is missing. And if you don't set up your pieces now, you're not going to know that the piece is missing. Now you've set up your board and you see, oops, we are missing a white bishop. If we don't find this bishop now, when we actually still have a chance of finding it because it's under your chair and in a crack, then we're going to have to play without a real bishop forever. And we're going to have to use a salt shaker as your white bishop. Trust me, I know. I have a chess set with black pawns from 3 different sets and a sherry cork acting as a rook. Okay, go play chess. Bye.